All right, looks like we're good.
And action, off we go. Welcome to Here's Your Freaking Podcast with the Jason Lee and Clark Show. As always, thank you for being a part of the podcast. First podcast of the new year. Thank you for being here and stay up to date all things JLNK by heading over to obviously JLNKshow.com. What do we have coming up on the podcast today? It's Oscar season, apparently. It's also Oscar season for pornography. We'll talk about the AVN Awards. And then we'll talk about what it's like to be an adult star, or what it's like to date an adult star. You think you get sex on the first date?
You
do.
Okay.
We'll also talk about
right?
some of the things that people got stuck in their butts in the year 2025, and also some of the things that dudes got stuck in dudes in 2025. And then we'll wrap it up with a couple of, with one certainly very disgusting story later on. But it is a new year. A lot of people are doing dry January. One of the benefits of dry January apparently is better sex. If you're committed to knocking off the booze for the next 31 days, or however, where are we at now? What's the date today? The 6th? All right, you got less than 31 days to get it going. Hopefully you've made it through at least 6 days. The doctor says the best thing you can do for your sex life right now is what? Avoid alcohol. They say even one single drink can sap your strength below the belt. They do say that
precious unit, it's dying.
Alcohol is a triple threat to, to your boys, to your twig and berries. I didn't know this. Alcohol apparently tanks your testosterone, messes with nitric oxide, which is essential for blood flow, and slows down brain signals that you may need. You know, your brain and your genitals need to hook up, right? They have to communicate when there's sex.
Needs to tell the other to get going. The other one needs to tell the other one, please slow down.
There is some good news, though. They say your body is incredibly resilient. Just a 2-week break from alcohol can result in testosterone boost, and the blood flow that you have returns to normal. So dry January is a great idea for your sex life. They do say staying away from the sauce will also clear up brain fog, will improve sleep quality.
I did it a couple of years ago, and I don't remember being like a sexual madman by the end of it.
I don't remember anything changing at all.
Yeah.
There was no different.
I was really bored from like Friday till about Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm. It's Oscar season. Also means it's Adult Video News Awards. The AVNs are just around the corner as well. Just a heads up. Many differences between the Academy Awards and the AVNs. Categories, obviously, are different. You know, the Academy Awards doesn't have any sort of a best oral scene or a best gangbang scene.
Was it Stern, or who was always at the AVNs and made the AVNs this big deal?
All I remember is Andy Dick was there and got tossed one time.
Yeah.
I don't mean tossed like he got tossed, but he got chucked out of the event.
I think it may have been Stern that always made the AVNs, like in the 90s, a big deal. You're like, oh, the Adult Video News Awards.
They say there are a lot of parallels, I guess, if you're really incredibly superficial about it. There are many parallels, according to a publicist for the adult film industry. Many parallels between the Academy Awards and the AVNs. There's definitely campaigning going on to get a step ahead and win awards.
Yeah, we know that happens with the Academy Awards and the Critics' Choice and everything. Like, they'll put out, little flyers and there's lobbying going on behind the scenes.
Hey, this sounds like fun. Some of the adult film companies throw parties for your consideration. It's called the For-Your Consideration Party. That's fun.
If you're in the porno awards and you want to sway things in your favor, it's really only the one thing that's going to happen, right? Well, I am a voter. I will need to be convinced.
Publicists will write press releases and send them to adult websites, sort of like a studio, right? Writing something in the Hollywood Reporter. Pretty much everything that goes on during Oscar season, according to the insiders at the AVN, say that goes on here as well.
Is it a huge deal? I know if you win an Oscar, you're made, you're minted. If you win an AVN, does that do the same thing for your porno career?
Yeah, more money. And there's an opportunity, maybe. I mean, you're not going to be in a blockbuster, but you may be able to get some low-level mainstream work out of it.
They're going to say, cockbuster.
They did say that the AVN Awards have been around since the 1980s, launching the careers of many, including Jenna Jameson and Sasha Grey.
Yeah, with Andrew on YouTube. I would tell people if I went to the Academy Awards. I would keep it to myself if I went to the AVN.
Yeah, a buddy of mine, he and his band were nominated for an AVN award for a song that they had written for a movie.
An original song for a porno?
Yeah. Well, they had the song, and then somebody said, "Hey, can I use this in a movie?" And they're like, "Okay." They licensed a couple of their songs to movies, and one of them was an adult movie. I can't remember what the name was. It
did they win?
No, they didn't win.
Oh, you know what?
But my one buddy was super
cool, but not winning would suck. You're like, we didn't even win a porno award.
Yeah, but my one buddy was super proud of it because he's like a huge porno fan, and for him it was like a huge badge of honor. Yeah, I wish I could remember.
He's a huge porno fan.
I wish I could remember what the name of the movie was. I don't even remember what the song was.
Oh yeah, Rex, big porno guy, loves it.
Mm-hmm. They do say that there's a lot of fan favorite. By the way, I guess if you have an iPhone, if you just have a phone, you can participate. They have a lofty group of professionals that votes on the categories, but they also have fan voted categories as well, like favorite body. And pretty much anybody with an iPhone could participate, which helps explain why around this time of the year, certain social media feeds are inundated with racy posts by adult film stars looking for votes, so you can make a difference.
Hey, chill out. I'm an Academy member. Oh, what Academy? Just an Academy.
So do your part and get out there, and what did MTV used to say? Cock the vote.
Right.
This year's big night takes place on January 24th.
You would also need to know if what porno is new. Like if I see porno on the internet, I don't know when it was made.
No.
If there's a flat screen TV in the background, I know it's somewhat recent. But
yeah. It's like when you watch a new movie, you're like, wow, that's a great new movie. And then you find out it was made 5 years ago, but it doesn't cheapen it. You're like, yeah, it's still a pretty great movie.
But if I want to be a voter, I got to know like what is this year's porno one battle after another?
I want to know where my options are. They say if you win, it means you can ask for more money and you can up your rate. Good. That's nice. All right. If you date a porno star, do you think you get sex on the first date? Yes. The answer is yes.
But wouldn't it behoove her to not give it to you because that's what you expect?
I'm going to give you something special. Nothing.
Yeah.
I don't just give nothing to everybody, but I'm giving nothing to you.
I mean, I would.
You're like, fucking nothing sucks.
I'd be disappointed, but I would think, wait until there's something I do get.
An adult film star. Alicia Davis, she's 33. She gave it up on the first date. Ended up in the hospital after suffering an unfortunate sex mishap. She spent 2 days with a plug stuck inside of her body before finally undergoing surgery to remove it. That's terrible.
I always thought they couldn't go in there with one of those dog catcher things, like the small stick with the rope, and you pull it, and you're like, we got it.
It's either an alligator or an anal plug. I don't know which, but we'll find out in a second. Oh, it's turds again.
Hey,
it's turds.
You pull the cord and it cuts real easy. You're like, oh, that was shit. I'm sorry.
She said she was doing it with a dude that she had hit it off with when all of a sudden the toy felt like it had fallen out of me.
Hey, there's sex on the first date. Then there's butt plug sex on the first date. That has never been on the table, first date or 15th date for me ever.
There's not a lot of rolling it over and bumping it up a notch on a first date.
No.
The woman describes herself as experienced in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And after multiple failed attempts to remove the plug herself, oh my God, what a nightmare. She went to the hospital. They x-rayed her. Sure enough, it's there. In the days following the incident, she says with the guy. In the days following the incident, we did remain in contact, but for reasons related to the toy mishap, we decided we were not compatible on a level that would warrant continuing seeing each other. Basically, the guy bolted because he's like, she's in the hospital because the toy broke. Now I could be the strong, supportive type, and and maybe it'll lead to a second date, or I can fucking beat it. I'm gonna fucking beat it.
He was just texting her. He's like, "Is it still there? Still there?"
It was a first date experience for both of us, and it wasn't gonna go any further than that. She says, yeah, she does say she ended up in the hospital. The sex toy she was using, they were using, disappeared. My recovery was fine.
You're looking around. You're like,
it was here a second ago.
Take the sheets off the bed. Maybe I got caught up in the blankets. You're shaking out the comforter.
It's got to be around here somewhere.
Yeah, looking under the bed. Did it fall out?
She says, my recovery was fine. No lasting health problems following the incident. Only mental reminder is that freak accidents occur. She does say, and She is a very brave woman. While I still use the same toys on occasion, I'm definitely more weary and I will be for the rest of my life. I don't think I would attempt it again.
I mean, if one slipped in that quickly, why would you use the same caliber?
I don't care.
Is it caliber? Is that what you're using?
Your next boyfriend's like, he's like, you want to try some butt plug stuff? And I'd be like, no, I don't think so. Not really my thing. Even if it was totally my thing, I would still, that's not my thing.
Butt plug sex on the first date. That would freak me out. I'd be like, I'm in over my head.
Or maybe you could put a rope around it, like when somebody's going down into a cave. And just
Spelunking.
have a big long rope off the end.
Yeah.
All right, and he just do me this favor. If we're going to do this, okay, the first thing we need you to do, don't put it in yet, but go tie this rope off on the door handle on the other side of the bedroom and just tie it off, double knot it so it's good and strong.
Guys,
and then you can put it in.
I need to know off of YouTube, how loose is that butthole that it swallows up a plug like it's quicksand? If she's using it on the first date, I think...
Atreyu! Falcor! That leads us, obviously. She did say that when she was in the hospital, she said, the hospital staff told me there are thousands of cases like mine all the time that happen and that they're normal.
I'd be paranoid. They're just telling me that so I don't feel embarrassed. Oh, no. Thousands of people lose a butt plug.
They would like to remind you, if you're tempted to use something like that, don't ever, this is what the doctor says, don't use something from the shed or the kitchen drawer. Take a pause. Let's not play because that's a ticket to the hospital. They say if you are looking to experiment, you should you only use items with a flared base to prevent the plug from being pulled in.
I thought that's what butt plugs have.
Thought,
Thus the plug part of it.
Yeah.
Thunk.
Follow the rules and you're miles ahead. The best experience comes from toys that are actually designed for that purpose. If it's not designed to go there, don't put it there. It's that simple, they say. All right. Every year, they send out a survey to ER doctors across this great nation of ours, and they ask them some very intimate questions.
There are two things on this podcast in the 7 years and change now we've been doing it that have stuck out to me. One was somebody had put a phone charger, like an Apple phone charger, slithered up the hole of their penis.
Yeah, we'll get to the penis stuff here in a second.
The other is the tweezers, but every year, the butthole, man, the stretching.
Here's what we've got. They send out 3 surveys. They send out one for the butt, the vagina, and the pee hole.
Do you think a doctor sits back and is like, oh, my survey arrived.
Probably.
Can't wait.
I'd be like, hey, make sure you get to this me as quickly as possible. Because you know doctors and you know the people that work for doctors, and they all have the same sense of humor. And I guarantee you, they gather around and try to refresh each other's memories. They're like, what was that thing? Oh, yeah, it was a dog's chew toy. Oh, yeah, write that down.
Still had peanut butter in it.
So... we may not get the vagina one until next week. I know that's very sad news, but we'll get the vagina when we get the vagina. But today we only have 2 out of the 3. So let's take a look at what do people get stuck in their butts in 2025. We talked about this on the terrestrial show, and I said I didn't read ahead because I like to be surprised with everybody else when we start going through some of these items. But my eyes did happen to fall on one item here, and it left me very confused. And I spent more time than I should have yesterday thinking about it. But I think I have an idea on how it happened.
Okay.
But let's take a look at some of the things they have. When we get to it, we'll get to it towards the end. Here's what American doctors have pulled out of American buttholes this year. Some of these we're going to have to go through quick because it was a lot, all right? Bottle of lube, okay, right?
Not weird.
Right, I totally understand.
Yep.
An enema bottle. I'm not really sure what an enema bottle is, but I know that it hangs out down there.
It's like a turkey baster, right?
I don't know. So I know that it hangs out down there, so maybe it could fall in. Screws and nails. That's very unfortunate.
Weird choice.
A baseball. They even have from the doctor's report.
Hey, Rawlings.
Patient states he put a baseball in his rectum to see what it feels like. I don't think you have to put it in to know what it feels like, but okay.
You feel like a baseball in the ass.
Aerosol can, a dog's chew toy, a dryer sheet.
What's the thrill there? Want to make my fart smell fresh.
You get rid of the static.
Yeah.
In case you're sticking.
You don't want your butthole to cling together.
Right. Patient was feeling constipated for 2 days, so he took the base off of his beard clippers and wrapped it in a plastic bag, and it got stuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to disregard that constipated thing. I don't buy that for a second.
No, he was constipated afterwards.
Right. A baton, a hair tie, a turkey baster, a plastic bottle filled with liquid. Here's the old tried and true. Patient reports that he slipped in the shower and a shampoo bottle went up into his rectum. Mm-hmm. Patient states he was bored in the shower and placed a shampoo bottle in his rectum.
I like that the guy said he was bored. I'm in here. I got nothing going on.
So we got one guy that falls, one guy that he readily admits. He goes, I put the shampoo bottle there. A dental pick, a wine stopper, a corn cob holder.
All like little...
Those little pointy things, right?
Yeah.
Patient says he went out to dinner with his wife, had too many drinks, went home drunk. Wife inserted a rubbery sex toy and was unable to remove. Now you got two people panicking.
Yeah.
That's no fun. A highlighter, an invisible marker.
But also, that's not embarrassing to admit to a doctor. You're like, we got fucking wild after a few drinks.
Yeah, just your wife and I, your wife and I screwing around.
Yeah, right.
Anything could happen.
Yeah.
A patient reports 7-inch dildo inserted when it accidentally went up too far. He attempted to use pliers to remove it, and guess what happened? That's right, the pliers got stuck too.
Wouldn't you try to use barbecue tongs like the old school ones?
Marbles, a film canister,
Marbles.
a battery-powered light. Another one from the report, plastic coat hanger inside his anus, inserted during sexual activity. He cut off the outside of the hanger so that he could drive to the ER.
So it wasn't all the way in. It was hanging out of him like a big metal tail.
Here's what bothers me about that. So he had the ability to pull it out because it's still out.
Right.
It was snagged on something. That's the only reason why he wouldn't pull it out.
He put the handle in and it hooked.
And it's snagged on something.
But he also couldn't drive sitting on a fucking full-blown hanger.
That is horrifying. They found a penny.
Would you try to weasel it out, though, like a cat fit, like a hook and a fish?
I don't know, maybe push it in a little bit and then twist it and pull it out?
That's what I would think.
Here's the one that bothered me. This is the one that I saw. Sandal. Somebody kicked my ass. How do you get a sandal in?
We talking like an Adidas slide or like an Old Navy 99-cent flip-flop?
I'm going to go flip-flop on this, and they bent it in half.
Bent it in half, long way?
That's the only way I can come up with. How do you get a sandal up there?
I would tend to agree with you, and it has to be flexible. Like, those slides are tough. You're not bending.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's a cheap 99-cent Old Navy. A doorknob. A patient inserted a light bulb into his rectum this morning, and with the glass side first, due to the suction effect, it got stuck.
How panicked are you? Because if that shatters, you were fucked.
Yep.
Like, big time.
Flashlight. Vape pen.
I thought it tasted a little weird.
Patient reported, she reported placing a small vibrator into rectum. She doesn't remember removing it, and she cannot find it. 2 pencils, a corncob-style pipe. Patient reports using butt plug in her anus a few hours ago when it broke off. Significant other used tweezers to retrieve the piece that broke off. Tweezers also stuck in rectum.
You're going like this, and all of a sudden your tweezers are gone. You're like, where did they go? They're gone.
Uncooked pasta. Piece of a nose hair trimmer. Patient states that he has a foreign body in his rectum that's vibrating. Says he was with a girl last night. Doesn't remember much. Eyeglasses, a rock, an egg. I think the egg could be... The egg could just be dismissed as a prank. Like, I thought it'd be funny if I just went over and I sat down on the couch and I crapped out an egg and I was like, oh, I laid an egg. Oh, Steve got us again with that egg laying bit.
I was going to say, who are you pranking there? Like, holy shit, he laid an egg.
It could be anybody. It'd be hilarious.
But also, if it's an egg, can't you just leave it there? Like, won't it eventually go away or come out? Or
throw yourself down a flight of stairs and it'll break open and scramble and then you're done.
Yeah.
Patient was being intimate with his girlfriend when they shoved a rectangular travel toothbrush holder up his rectum, unable to get it out.
Oh, I know the exact one they're talking about. The little halfsy guy where you pull it out, flip the toothbrush around, you got a full-blown handle.
No, here's some of the sex toys. 18-inch dildo, 24-inch dildo. That's like that.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's like from the bottom of your foot to your knee.
Reports 6-inch vibrator in his rectum since 2 p.m. Doesn't recall how it got there. Patient also reported taking poppers at the time.
I wouldn't say I don't recall how it got there. I would just say I would not like to revisit how it got there.
None of your business.
How did it get there? Oh, it's the egg laying trick again. But I wanted to do it with a 2 feet of dildo.
All right, here's what we had to fish out of America's Packers this year.
I hate these fucking stories.
Battery.
Okay.
AAA battery. That's going to do some damage, but it's not the worst we've ever heard. Candle wax. Whoa. They don't.
So it's like they took you get the stick, like the wax that runs down the side, and you peel it off, and you got kind of a little poker.
Yeah. Maybe that's it.
Someone took that and slid it up their penis hole.
I thought they were just like dripping candle wax, and it just went in there. They don't specify a chess piece.
Oh my God! It was the Rook.
2 glass beads, a pen, a pencil, a comb. It's probably like that little crab comb that you get with whatever the lice comb is. Apple stem. I can tie it in a knot.
Can I ask you what the thrill is once you get the apple stem in there? Oh, that's delightful. Oh, that's delightful.
A bobby pin. Which one is a bobby pin? Is that the one that...
Somebody points out maybe it was one of those little birthday candles you put on a cake.
Oh, yeah, that could be it, too, yeah.
Blow it out.
A paper clip, magnets, a spring, a screw, staples, a thermometer, and going back to the phone charger, headphones.
Oh, fuck.
A guitar string, and an Allen wrench have all been fished out of American penises this year. Has
it ever been described as a pleasurable? Does it feel good to put something up there?
I have no idea.
There was a kid on our bus who took a Leonardo sword from a Ninja Turtle and put the sword in his penis, and he said it hurt real bad. We all laughed, but that was all the information I needed about putting things in my dick hole.
On guard. All right, we'll wrap on this for the first podcast of the year. Pennsylvania woman who was arrested. I think we talked about this woman on a previous podcast early last year. This is a follow-up because she's been sentenced. Remember the woman that walked into a convenience store beer cave and then crapped on the floor?
Yeah.
Seems like she's getting off pretty lightly. She walked into the beer fridge. She's now reached a plea deal. It's going to keep her out of jail, which I think is unfair. I think that if you poop anywhere in public where someone else could slip in it, that's mandatory jail time, in my opinion. She is not going to jail. Her name is Crystal. She works as the director of food and nutrition at a local school district. She was caught by a store employee who saw her walk into the beer cave, push some beer cases aside, and then she pooped on the shelf in the beer cave. It was all also captured on surveillance camera. She appeared in court last week, finally.
You and I always maintain nobody ever gets caught doing this the very first time.
Well, here's where I can be a little bit sympathetic.
I had to go.
Because we've all been there, right? Where immediately you're like, this is going to happen in the next 30 seconds, right? Like I can remember once I was coming home from the golf course and I could see my house. I was a block away from my house. I mean, I couldn't see it because there's other houses in the way, but I could see far enough that if it was a clear path, I could see my house. And I wasn't going to make it. And I had to stop at a gas station that's around the corner from my house, and I had to stop.
I don't like those
And
instances.
even the guy says, "Don't you live over there?" And I said, "I need the key." Right? We all know when that happens. So there's a little part of me that says, "What happens if you're in the liquor store?"
Because liquor stores don't have bathrooms.
They do, but you're not going to get to use them.
No, they're for employees.
You don't get to use them.
No.
When they say employee use only, they're not fucking kidding, especially in a liquor store, right? They don't want your dumb drunk ass using their toilets.
No, they don't want alcoholics there at their 9 a.m. using their. I got to take a shit.
Taking your shambly dump on the floor somewhere inside their bathroom. So there's a little part of me that's like, hey, man, sometimes these things happen and you don't have a choice. So you can either do it in your pants like Warren did when you were in middle school.
It was not middle school.
Or
it was it was first grade.
You
fucked me up so many times by advancing my age that I'm forgetting. First grade, Mrs. King's class.
These are your choices, as you can either crap your pants or find a place to do it on the sly and let somebody else deal with it later, because I'll be long gone and I'll never come back to this place again. And I assume that you remember, if that happens to you, you remember that place, and you never go back there again.
When I worked at the gas station, we'd have people that would be shitting themselves on their way into the bathroom.
Right.
And you fucking knew. You knew. When you saw a little nugget fall out of their pants and they slammed the bathroom door, you're like, this is going to be a fucking disaster. And it always was. There was shit everywhere.
The woman appeared in court last week, accepted a plea deal. She has been charged with disorderly conduct, creating a hazardous and physical offensive condition. What's the pay on this?
Uber Geek Gabe says you're allowed to poop yourself in public 3 times before it's considered a problem.
I don't think that's true at all.
3?
I think it's once. I think after if
it's happening a second time, that is an issue.
If you don't wear pull-ups at nighttime anymore, you're too old to be pooping your pants.
Once could be food poisoning. Twice, you have a problem.
This woman was fined $75. Had to pay restitution to the liquor store.
$150.
$80. On this note,
I hope that $80 goes to the person that had to clean the shit up off the shelf. It doesn't go to the store, doesn't go to the bottom line, doesn't go to the court system, to the guy who picked up the shit.
That's hazard pay. The woman, and I think everybody's probably fine with this, she is now banned from returning to the liquor store. So there you go.
Gabe does wonder, what if it's a 30-minute drive from all-you-can-eat shrimp and you get the meat sweats? No, man.
There's got to be some place to stop in the middle of that 30 minutes, right? Are you going to crap your pants or are you going to pull over to the side of the road and go?
How often is Gabe shitting himself?
Wouldn't you just pull over and go somewhere? Like run off into the field?
If he says that 3 times is a problem, does that mean he's pooped himself in public twice?
Here's how I look at it.
I had a buddy once who shit in his car, but he had food poisoning, and his girlfriend couldn't pull over the driveway fast enough, and he had to pull his pants and underwear down around the back of the house, and she hosed him off.
And then it becomes like that scene from Bridesmaids.
Yeah, but you run into a field. I mean, you're going to run behind a dumpster. You're going to run anywhere.
Yeah, you're going to go somewhere, but your own pants. You'll do anything just to keep it off of the back of your legs. I don't care where it goes, as long as it's not the back of my legs. All right, there's a podcast for the first podcast of 2026. As always, thank you for being a part of it. And every Tuesday, 11:15 for the live stream. And then, obviously, we drop the podcast and everything else at noon every Tuesday. So we'll see you next Tuesday.